Today we're driving the 2025 Genesis GV80 Prestige. We have a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 that makes 375 horsepower. That is unchanged for the 2025 model year, but as you can see, this interior is very different. I'm here with Substitute Topher.
Hello.
As in keeping with our tradition of doing Genesis reviews together.
That's right.
You've spent all week in this car.
I have.
I have not, because I have a new child and I've been spending all week with him. But we're not reviewing him today, we're reviewing this GV80.
That's right.
So, we've spent a lot of time in these in the past, but these changes, all on first impressions, seem very nice. We have a new steering wheel, no longer that weird two-spoke wheel. No piano black down here. We've got this massive, wide, continuous screen, which looks very nice. Finally, I think this interior is up to par with its $81,000 price.
I would agree.
That's a lot to stomach, but this is the top trim. It's fully loaded. Genesis usually, actually all car manufacturers usually give us fully loaded press cars so we can experience all of their features. We have a Bang & Olufsen sound system, lots of leather, beautiful surfacing. Let's walk you guys around this. Chris is going to tell us a little bit more about it, but basically what you need to know is we have a few changes inside and any changes outside?
Yes.
A few, okay.
Couple.
Let's go look at those.
Okay.
I love this green.
Store green.
We have 22-inch wheels, which are slightly changed.
Yep.
Similar design, but
so those are
few changes there.
I think they kind of look like Mustang bullet wheels.
They do a little
like
bit.
Gray, chunky 5-spoke.
Michelin Primacy Tour tires in 265 40 R22s. Nice big meaty braking setup. Genesis does some of the best greens out there.
They do.
And every one we get is different.
I was going to say, every one of these I've ever lived with, this is the 4th one now. They've all been green, but they've all been a different green. So, around back, the rear bumper is new. We no longer have the exhaust tip cutouts.
Okay.
Those now just dump under the bumper, so you can't see them anymore.
A little bit more chrome action. I like to see that.
Yeah, so there's a bit more chrome going on. So it always had this chrome strip, but it's now a brighter chrome.
Yeah.
So
no, it's really noticeable. It really pops.
Other manufacturers are blacking out their chrome or getting rid of it altogether, and Genesis says, here is more chrome.
Yeah.
So that's not always a bad thing. Front bumper is new, grille is new. The Genesis badge now has some like texture to it.
Oh yeah.
So the actual grille itself is a little bit squished.
Okay. Oh yeah, it seems a little bit thinner.
It's a little thinner.
Yeah.
My next door neighbor has a 22 GV80, so I've just been like comparing them this week.
Nice.
I'm like, all right, what's different
That's right.
from his car to mine?
That's good. Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 is unchanged. Let's take a look at it though anyway, just for fun, just for kicks. Get that out of the way. Yeah, looks about the same. Nice and quiet at idle.
It's a quiet engine.
Yeah, you think it's quieter than the last GV80?
And the QX80.
And the QX80. A lot of twin-turbo V6s these days, from Lexus, from Toyota, from Infiniti, from Genesis. This is kind of the new standard. Back seat.
So the last GV80 we had was the Prestige Signature in 2024, which you can't get anymore. They killed that trim level again. But because of that, this top trim car is now actually cheaper than the 2024 that we drove because it doesn't have that big console in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So you get a bench seat, you get an added seat, and the car's cheaper.
Gosh, everything in this interior does feel really nice.
Feel these vanity mirrors.
This is up there. This is up there with BMW quality.
Yeah. You're right. The first couple of these we had, GV80s, G90s, and everything, there were always some interior rattles and things just kind of didn't feel right. But as we drive them through the years, fit and finish gets better, and this is the best one. So
the leather is so soft, the buttons and everything just feels really nice and looks really nice. Yeah. Love the dual pane sunroof. Frameless mirror. I assume that's digital.
It is. That's new for 25.
Okay.
They added a camera mirror. Yeah.
Still no wireless CarPlay.
No.
And you've had some issues with CarPlay this week.
I have, and it started acting up after I filmed my review, so
Murphy's
I couldn't
Law.
talk about it in mine. But I've had 2 instances this week where the infotainment essentially just bricks and CarPlay will not work.
Dang it.
No matter how many times you restart the car, restart your phone, unplug it, plug it back in. The only thing I found that fixed it was letting the car sit for an hour, and then things were kind of able to reset
Well, that's kind of the only issue cars have these days, is just CarPlay.
CarPlay. I know. It's our job as journalists to complain about CarPlay.
That's right. Yeah. It looks like we've also got some changes with the shifter and crystal bezels.
Crystal-like, they
Yeah,
call it.
crystal-like bezels. I like that. Let's go check out the trunk, and then we'll look at the front seat and go for a drive.
I love the location.
I know, it's so great.
So easy.
It's just the best. Nice low load floor.
So the GV80 has pretty good storage solutions underneath. which
Okay.
is something I like to see in SUVs this size, because when you go grocery shopping, you've got little compartments you can put stuff.
You could hide a backpack under there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And it's nice for a car that is all-wheel drive. I mean, there's still a diff and everything back
Sure.
here, and they're still able to fit all this packaging.
Just not a spare tire.
Just not a spare tire.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't know what's under there.
Probably some
Toolkit.
toolkit stuff. Nice.
So.
Yeah. And we've got a nice cargo cover here. Yeah, look at the carpet.
Green carpet. Earth green.
More suede back here as well. Extra Bang & Olufsen
sorry.
speakers.
Earth brown and smoky green is the interior.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the GV80 is only a 2-row SUV. This does not come as a 3-row.
Actually, I think it does come as a 3-row.
Really?
I'm almost positive.
I've never seen one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. You heard it here.
Yeah.
Our local Genesis GV80 expert.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's hop up front. Oh, I always mention this in every video. I love how Genesis makes their all-wheel drive look like all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive.
Yep.
Yeah, very clever. What does this take? Premium fuel is recommended. Doesn't say required. So many seat adjustments. These are very comfy seats. How's the massage function on
Not
this?
great.
Not great, okay.
No, it doesn't have, you know, like the G90 had the massage balls?
Yeah.
This is kind of just lumbar,
Okay.
like psh, psh,
All right.
sort of thing.
This screen, I mean, looks like kind of the same software, but
Mhm.
it's designed a little bit nicer. Looks, it's all very beautiful.
So the best part about this screen, which is 27 inches, very large,
Yeah.
the actual sky behind like the little landscape here mimics the sky outside. So this has
That's
a
right.
ton of different settings. You know, right now it's sunny, couple of clouds, it'll show that here.
Sure.
But even during time of day, during sunset, it puts a sunset on here. At nighttime, it's dark. So, you know,
Cool.
it's all the little details that matter.
And they've even integrated all the trash dumps around us. Because we don't have mountains here in Michigan, we just have trash hills.
The Michigan mountains are indeed landfills.
Yeah, or waste management solutions,
Sure.
probably they'd prefer to be called.
Yeah.
I like this new steering wheel. I like the new shifter bezel. Look at this. This is not the same as the infotainment control anymore. This is a
Yeah.
little bit more clear as to what its purpose is.
Mhm.
I got in here and I didn't have it confused with the volume knob, or not the volume knob, the scroll wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. This is all new as well. They gave us a volume knob because before it had
that's
the little
right.
slider right
I never
here.
liked that. This
Now
is
you
perfect.
have a volume knob, and then
Yeah.
we've seen this climate panel in every Genesis, but this whole setup is new. This cubby is new. Before it was a flat one in front of this, but now it kind of sits up a
Cool.
little bit higher, a little bit more room in there. And
Wireless
then-
charging in there too.
Yep, wireless charging inside, but no
So you can
wireless
connect
CarPlay.
and cook your phone.
Yeah, it's just a phone heater in,
That's
the,
right.
in the cubby.
Yeah.
Physical
Really-
button for illumination.
Yep, that's right. Probably one of 100 settings. Oh yeah,
There's
definitely.
so many.
It doesn't give you a number though as to what number setting you're on for your illumination. I mean, it's all pretty straightforward. The thing I like about Genesis products is that you can get right into them and immediately know how to use everything,
Yep.
unlike the comparable BMW and Mercedes products.
I know. That's what I love so much about this, is that so many companies are taking away physical buttons, and they're making these luxury vehicles frustrating, which is the last thing you want for
Yeah.
a luxury car. But Genesis is adding physicality.
No, it's great. And you have constant icons here for your heated ventilated seats, your temperature control, your auto fan speed settings. That's all you need.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
And the camera mirror also is new.
That's right. Let's take a look at that. You've also made some noises about the steering being a little bit different.
So I couldn't find anything online about like any sort of tweaks that they've made to anything to do with driving. But you know, companies are always tweaking things
Yeah.
as cars are facelifted, throughout the model
It
years.
seems a bit lighter. There's less resistance.
Yes, the steering to me absolutely feels lighter. Most notably at like parking lot speeds.
Sure.
But it doesn't affect things when you are going and you're taking a corner at 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. It still weights up as it should.
Okay. We've got a few different drive modes. Sport, My Drive, Snow, Eco, Comfort. We'll start off in Comfort. That seems like the drive mode that best suits this GV80. I don't know, everything here seems a little bit more refined. To be honest, I was never really a huge fan of the GV80. When we first compared it to the X5, I felt like it fell pretty far short for the money. And ever since then, I just haven't been blown away by it. But I think this refresh is a big improvement.
This is what it needed.
Yeah, it feels a little bit quieter in here too. I don't know, this is nice.
Yeah, so they added some more acoustic control in
Sure.
the headliner and in the carpet, so it is quieter than the outgoing.
The turn signal is really loud, but that's probably something you might even be able to adjust in the settings.
I got so many comments about that in my video.
Yeah.
About the turn signal being
It's
bad.
not Nissan Altima loud, but it's close. Let's go to sport here. Yeah, there's definitely less NVH from the 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. It's just in the background. That's what we want.
That's what you want from a V6, in my opinion. Never really want to know what's there.
Do we have different options for gauge cluster design?
Yes, so you press the button on the left. No, down one, over one, up one. Yep, press that. There you go.
Oh, look at that. Cool. That's nice. I kind of like this minimalist display, honestly.
I know. Yeah, it's pretty.
It's very calming. Adaptive dampers or anything like
Yep.
that?
Yeah, I think they've got the suspension tuning dialed in.
They do. Yeah, this feels great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a little bit more weight to the steering in sport mode. But you don't need to drive your Genesis GV80 in sport mode. Put it in comfort and just waft along.
And like impact harshness isn't bad even with these 22s.
Sure, yeah.
And the dampers are super soft in comfort mode and the ride is great.
I remember back in the day when the Hyundai Veloster just crashed over every single bump in Livonia on our old test route.
Yep.
And Hyundai, Genesis, Kia, they've all come so far.
Yep.
These Michelins are
They
a little bit talkative. Not a lot of steering feel, but you can hear exactly how much grip they have left.
That's right.
Well, I can't speak to dealership experience or long-term ownership experience or reliability or anything like that with this type of a review, but on first impressions, this is really nice.
My neighbor loves his.
Yeah.
He's had a good experience for the last couple of years.
I'm really impressed with what Genesis has done here. This is the refresh that would steer me into buying one of these over what we had before. So we drive the G80 and then we drive the GV80, and the G80 was such a better vehicle than the GV80, and that's what we see pretty commonly with sedan SUV counterparts. But this kind of closes that gap quite a bit.
I agree. I think the only thing that I'm a little bummed with on the refresh is that we lose a little bit of the uniqueness from the holographic gauge cluster, which I know
that was cool.
You weren't the biggest, or no, you did like it, okay, but you couldn't see it on camera, right?
Sure.
But it was just kind of a cool, like unique thing to this car, and now it's just a kind of a basic screen. I think
Everyone
it looks nice,
has
but
this screen now.
Everybody has that screen.
Everybody, or a variation of it.
Yeah.
No, it's the latest style, latest fad.
Yep.
Brakes are pretty good. A little touchy, but you can kind of calibrate and get used to them.
Yeah, I think the brake tuning, the throttle tuning, everything's a little vague. Like 50% throttle and 80% throttle kind of feel the same.
Sure. That's pretty common with turbo engines too.
Yeah.
Stop
that's
start
fair.
is seamless and instant.
Yeah. Yeah, no mild hybrid or anything going on.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple powertrain.
The drivetrain has been quieted down a lot. This is very luxurious, very comfortable.
Not as grainy.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big improvement.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I mean, this doesn't really come through on camera except for just aesthetics, but all your touch points feel really good.
Yeah,
Something about Genesis leather, it's so soft.
Yeah.
Give you guys a taste of power here, passing this semi-truck. Not bad. Anything you don't like about the Genesis GV80, Christopher?
I think the door handles feel a little bit cheap.
Okay.
But they did add rear proxy key for 2025.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, the last one didn't.
I always like having proxy key on all 4 door handles.
Yeah,
I think that's great. Lexus has
Especially
always
for
done
you,
that.
Loading children.
Sure, of
You gotta
course.
have the rear proxy key.
Yeah, chances are you're opening up the back door first sometimes if you're loading in stuff, children, and to go to the front door and then go to the back is just annoying.
Yeah, so there's that. I think the infotainment's a little bit glitchy, which is a little disappointing because I've never had any problems prior to this car in like any Genesis products.
Yeah.
So it's been frustrating, those couple of CarPlay issues that I've had.
Interesting.
But otherwise, I don't really have anything bad to say about this.
Yeah, and first impression, this looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The turn signal cameras, they just kind of appear.
Yeah.
Still one of the best features.
Yep. Oh, the Bang & Olufsen is new because it had Lexicon prior.
That's right. How is that?
It's very good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a good sound
Lexicon
system.
never blew me away before. Of course, unfortunately, we can't test it today because we can't connect to CarPlay.
That's right.
It's amazing how that's become one of the most important things in new cars. It's crazy. And one of the biggest complaints and one of the biggest issues that people have with their cars is just their connectivity. You'd think it'd be relatively easy,
Yeah.
but
You think they would have added wireless CarPlay for
Yeah.
2025?
car companies are not software companies, and they shouldn't pretend to be.
That's fair.
Yeah. Historically, Hyundai, Genesis, they've all done a pretty good job with their software, but a few little glitches here and there can be understandable. This 8-speed is kind of lazy sometimes,
A little bit.
but I think it's tuned to be comfortable and luxurious and not sporty, and that's fine.
Yeah. Actually, there's one more thing we need to talk about. Horribly inefficient.
What fuel economy have you gotten in this week?
16.
Jeez.
16 has been the number, which is up from the 14 I got in the 2024.
Yeah, and you don't have a lead foot.
I don't. You know how I drive.
You're kind of the Captain Slow among us.
I am
Yeah.
James May, and it
Yeah.
still gets 16 miles to the gallon. So.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. For some reason, this 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 just does not get good fuel economy.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot of highway miles in this, probably, right?
I've done quite a few highway miles,
Yeah.
yeah. So at the start of the week, it was doing around 14. I did some more highway, and it moved up to 16. But 16 is the city rating in this car. 19 combined, 22 highway.
Yeah.
So
It's not great, though.
it's really not great.
At least premium isn't required.
It's not required. It's recommended.
Yeah.
So, you know, I stuck a tank of premium in this, and
I've been getting 18, 19 in my Ranger Raptor.
yeah. And if you think about something like a BMW X5 with that V58,
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting mid-20s in that.
Oh, yeah, easily.
So
Yep.
it's kind of a tough sell for this. I think this car with a revised, more efficient powertrain with like 420 horsepower, that would be.
I would love to see this as a plug-in hybrid
Mhm.
or a hybrid that gets 35
Yeah.
miles to the gallon.
Literally.
Yeah. I think that is one space where a Genesis is lacking in this segment, where you can go out and get an X5 eDrive 40 or
Yeah.
eDrive something
Mhm.
with the plug-in hybrid, and that is just one of the best products that BMW makes right now.
Yes, I agree.
And or you can just go get more efficient options. So
Mhm.
this probably still has decent fuel range, though. We're at 248 miles at between half a tank and 3/4 of a tank. So this probably has maybe 350 miles of range
Yeah.
from a tank. That's not too bad.
Big tank.
And if you're doing a lot of highway miles, you're probably going to get closer to that fuel economy rating. But otherwise, a very impressive vehicle and a very nice place to spend time. This interior is just beautiful. I love
It's
I
nice
love
to
what
sit in.
they're doing with their interior designs
Yeah,
now.
it's really nice.
All these straight lines and the integrated vents are just beautiful.
Yeah, what do you think of this new trim? like reminds me of like paper mache or something. Like what?
Is that like
right?
wallpaper?
Yeah, wallpaper. Right?
Yeah. No, it's got kind of a texture to it.
It does.
It's interesting. It almost feels like fabric.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I'm sure there's lots of variations and options. But I like how light and bright this interior is without it blinding you. All the surfaces are mostly matte or non-reflective. You might get a little bit of reflection here.
That's it though.
But that's about it. That's pretty low. No more gloss black except for on the steering wheel. Steering wheel buttons, I guess they feel okay. They're not, the cruise control feels a little bit cheap and crunchy.
I think somebody messed that up and like touched it with a gross finger.
Okay, or just there's a booger lodged in there
that's
somewhere.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Okay, all right. I've ruined everything now.
It's okay.
Just pressing buttons randomly.
This is a cool menu because you can
3D.
It's
setup.
like Forza Vista.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very low refresh rate.
You can move the car with your finger.
Yeah, okay.
360.
Wow. This is like how you control everything in a Volkswagen.
Oh yeah. It's more of a gimmick in the Genesis,
Yeah.
which is nice. You don't have to rely on this display.
Yeah. Oh, you can still control stuff though. That's good. Okay, well, I think that's all I have to say about the Genesis GV80. For a more detailed review, go check out Chris's video on TOPher drives. But for now, as a general overview, this is a very nice refresh. Kind of a bit more of an improvement than I would expect from a facelift and refresh.
I agree.
You know, and something like this. So this feels like a much better vehicle overall. Okay, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Lovely. Oh, Chris, what does the key look like?
He's new. I mean, all the Genesis.
Oh yeah, it's this one.
Now, but the 24 had the old key.
It looks cool. It's just so kind of light and cheap and plasticky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But check this out.
Oh, soft close.
Doors.
Nice.
Does it have Smart Pack?
It does have Smart Pack.
I always forget to show that in my video.
Yeah, you can take your GV80 for a walk.
And if you jump in front of it.
Don't do it, Christopher. It even applied some steering.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I wonder what that means.
Do I have to swerve out of...
Whenever I try to park it in and out of my driveway, I'll like move a space, it'll always kind of turn because it sees a tree. There's a tree like right next to my parking spot, and it freaks out and starts crashing into the garage or something. It won't actually ever crash into anything because it's pretty good about that. The parking sensors do a nice job and the camera system is good, but yeah, it's a neat feature. But you can only do it, I think, when you're close to the vehicle.
Yeah, you have to be within...
You can't be up in your 18th floor high rise and move up a parking space because your time's expiring. Yeah, like right now, it's not happy with me.
Yeah,
so if you have to stand next to it, might as well just get in it, move it. I guess, is the feature for if you have a really tight garage or a tight parking space, you can't get into it, you can park out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which...
It's still like the coolest gimmick, it's fine.
Yeah. It's fun to just show off at parties.
Yeah. If your significant other won't let you get a dog, you can just walk your Genesis.
Car,
yeah. All right, I think it's turned off on me. It's given up. It got tired and turned off. Yeah, what would sell me on a Genesis is just how easy it is to use and live with.
Mm-hmm.
It looks cool. Yep. It's something different.
It is a gorgeous vehicle.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
I mean, if you go out and you get something every few years, it has to be new, or you lease.
Yep.
And you're using this as a company vehicle, or just a good daily to get you to work and back.
Yep.
Pretty solid option.